Okay, the first is introduction about Tanjung Ketapang Parks. Tanjung Ketapang is a seaside esplanade in Muar, Johor, and also facing the international shipping lane of the Malacca Straits. Tanjung Ketapang are famous for their mangrove forest along the Muar River on the opposite bank. The name Ketapang refers to the tree Terminala catapa, commonly known as Bates almond, because it is often found by the seaside. The abundance of mangrove in Tanjung Ketapang is used as a tourism attraction in Muar, where Tanjung Ketapang recreational area was upgraded through the construction of a 50 meters long concrete bridge to connect the coastal mangrove forest to the main roads.
Hello everyone. Hi, I'm Shahada. I will explain about the methodology. First, measure the reference tree by using the measuring tape with the length 7 meter radius to do a circle. And after that, next, one tree was chosen as a center to make a circle. We repeat the same step for the next two trees. Then, three circular plots were done randomly to observe the presence of the species that can be found in the sampling area. Then we took the photo and data were recorded. So you can see there's a three circular plot. We want to do the line plot, but due to the geographical issue that found in the sampling area, so we do the plots randomly.
Hi, my name is Muar Afrika. I will be presenting the results of plant diversity from our previous sampling in mangrove ecosystem in Tanjung Ketapang Muar. But before we get into the results, I will briefly explain a few things about mangrove forest. Firstly, the common characteristics of mangrove plants. Mangrove plants are salt-tolerant plants, also known as halophytes. They have complex salt filtration and root system to cope with the wave and salt condition. Also, they live in low oxygen condition, also known as anoxic, and waterlogged condition. Next, the importance of mangrove ecosystem. Mangrove ecosystem is very dynamic and highly productive ecosystem. They occur in brackish water, therefore they act as buffer between fresh water and salt water. They also can prevent coastal erosion and they provide resources and they are an important breeding ground for fishes and also crustaceans. Next, threats to mangrove ecosystem. Firstly, are overharvesting. Secondly, pollution of coastal areas. Thirdly, the habitat destruction and mangrove area removal for development. Now I will explain the results of plant diversity from our sampling in Tanjung Ketapang Muar. So based on our sampling using the circular method with 7 meter radius, there are 28 individuals in the plot consisting of two species. The species identified are Rhizophora mucronata and Rhizophora apicus. I will explain the result of plant diversity from our previous sampling in mangrove forest in Tanjung Ketapang Muar. So based on our sampling using the circular plot with 7 meter radius method, there are 28 individuals in the plot consisting of two species. The species identified are Rhizophora mucronata and Rhizophora apicata. There are only two species in the plot because mangrove ecosystem exhibit zonation. This zonation is caused by combination of factors such as salinity, tidal inundation level, and soil type. Yeah. The height of trees in the plot is 5 meter and below with diameter at breast height ranging from 7 The height of plant in the plot is 5 meters above, with various diameter at breast height ranging from 15 centimeter above. The leaf is green and yellowish green in color with elliptic leaf shape. The leaf is also glossy with smooth margin, and also there are tiny black spots at the underside of the leaf which present the characteristics of Rhizophora family. The flower color of Rhizophora apiculata is yellowish, while the flower color for Rhizophora mucronata is white. The seed of Rhizophora mucronata is slightly longer than the seed of Rhizophora apiculata. Both species have aerial and steep roots, and the type of soil for Rhizophora apiculata is deep soft mud, while the type of soil for Rhizophora mucronata is a slightly firm soil. The IUCN status for both species are least concern. Morphological characteristics of both species are quite the same. Here is how we differentiate it, through its seed and its flowers. Firstly, the flower color of Rhizophora apiculata is yellowish white, while the flower color of Rhizophora mucronata is white. Next, the seed. The seed of Rhizophora apiculata is bent, with very short stalk that make it seem like it's directly connected to the branch of the plant, while the seed of Rhizophora mucronata is long and straight with more visible stalk. Lastly, the adaptation of Rhizophora mucronata and Rhizophora mucronata. Firstly, both have distinct black dots on the undersurface of their leaves. These black dots are called cockwards. They are
Type of animals in mangrove forest. First is giant mud skipper, second is silvery lutong, and third is mud crab. Giant skipper. Scientific name is Pherotalmatens chlorosauri. One of the largest of mud skipper, it prefers mangrove habitat and is often seen clinging to mangrove tree roots. It ventures out onto adjacent mud flats at low tide, keeping near the water edge as the tide falls. Ecological characteristic. The species is identified by its pale to dark brown body color, adorned with a black lateral stripe on each flank extending from the eye to the base of the tail, though in some specimens the black stripe may be less apparent. Some specimens or populations have dark banding across the back extending to the flanks. The cheeks are patterned with numerous pale bluish-white speckles, which are also present on the flanks, though fewer in number. The front dorsal fin is reddish-brown, and the rear dorsal fin is dark, with a pale base. Both have a white or cream margin. The ecological importance is first, high potential for bioaccumulation of different types of pollutant. Type of pollutants is coastal pollutant, organic pollutant, inorganic pollutant, radioactive pollutant, industrial pollutant, and mutagenic pollutant. Second is importance for food and ecotoxicological on coastal water ecosystem. And third is ecological indicator for coastal water quality. Second is silvery lutong. Scientific name is Trachypithecus cristatus. The silvery lutong, also known as the silver leaf monkey or the silver langur, is found throughout southern Asia and Indonesia, which includes the Malayan Peninsula, Borneo, Sumatra, Thailand, and Natuna Island. Silvery lutongs prefer dense forests. However, their habitat varies depending on the region they inhabit. In the Malayan Peninsula, they live in mangrove and subcoastal forests, whereas in Sumatra, they live in the trees of inland forests. They are also found in bamboo forests, swamp forests, and occasionally plantation. The ecological characteristic is the pelage color of silvery lutong monkey is dark gray. The tips of their hair is a slighter gray, which gives them an overly silvery effect. The ventral portion of the tail and the groin are a yellowish color. Their face is black and the black hair atop their head sweeps outward into a point. There are slight variations in hair color, including brown, brownish gray, or black. Although adult males are slightly larger than adult females, it can be difficult to visually distinguish between the sexes. One visible differentiator is white patching on the interior flanks of female. The lower jaw projects out further than the upper jaw. The genus Trachypithecus can be distinguished from other colobinus by their prominent nasal bones, a well-developed sagittal crest, and recent sporal ridge. The size of their thumbs is reduced, which makes it easier for them to use branchiating movement while traveling throughout their forest habitats. Their fore and hind limbs are almost equal in length. The ecological importance is silvery langur feeds on young leaves and occasionally on fruits, the seeds of which are then dispersed throughout the forest. This makes them important to the reforestation and biodiversity of their ecosystem. Third is mud crab. Scientific name is Scylla serrata. This is the most valuable local crab sold in. These crabs are caught in traps or hooked out of their burrows during low tide. These crabs can survive out of water for extended periods as long as they are kept cool. They feed on a variety of animals, usually other shellfish, which they crush with their powerful claws. Ecological characteristics. Found juvenile crab 20 until 99 mm or 0.8 until 3.9 inches carapace white were resident in the mangrove zone, remaining there during low tide, while sub-adult 100 until 149 mm or 3.9 until 5.9 inches migrated into the intertidal zone to feed at high tide and retreated to subtidal waters at low tide. Adult 150 mm or 5.9 inches and larger were caught mainly below low tide mark, with small numbers captured in the intertidal zone at high tide. These crabs are highly cannibalistic in nature. When crabs undergo molting, other hard-shell ones sometimes attack the molting crabs and devour them. The female can give birth to a million offspring, which can grow up to 3.5 kg in size and have a shell width of up to 24 cm, which is 9.4 inches width. The ecological importance is mud crab act as scavengers. They feed on another same species crab while they molting, which is important to ensure the food chain of the ecosystem. Conclusion: mangrove forests are vital in maintaining the ecosystem function and a habitat for many aquatic and terrestrial species. Mangroves are a shoreline protection as it stabilizes the shoreline from the erosion or sand degradation as a wave breaker. Mangroves serve as a valuable nursery for fish and vertebrates and other incredible array of biodiversity. Thank you.
In conclusion, there are two species found in Tanjung Ketapang, which are Rhizophora apiculata and Rhizophora mucronata. Next, there are many differences in their characteristics, even the plants from the same genus.